Hello and welcome on Cigre 2024. Every day I invite you to discover our interviews on Cigre TV. So this year we're waiting for 11,000 of people, so follow us this week. Dear Michel, we are honored to welcome you for the third time on Cigre TV. You have been a Cigre president for the past 4 years. How was your, we can say, eventful term?
Well, it was eventful because a lot of things happened. First, it was planned to have the centenary session, which by itself was an important event. But all that was changed due to COVID. And COVID really caused the organization to change the way it was working, to work remotely. To have 2 sessions instead of 1 in order to keep the contact with the members and therefore quite a lot of load and burden for the technical committee and the people from the study committees to prepare those 2 sessions. And now we're back to normal. And what's great is that we're going to have 4,500 people today here. It's a record for the session. We were concerned that the Olympic Games that was would be a disturbance, lack of hotels, expensive airfares, everything different happened. Paris is great, hotels are available, and we have a lot of guests and a lot of enthusiasm.
And we can say that you have a very important expertise in the energy sector. Could you tell us a bit more about these experiences? How did they help you in the decision making regarding Cigre as a whole?
Well, I've been in this sector now for 50 years. I worked for more than 42 years in Alstom group companies, always in either power generation or transmission and distribution. And very quickly I got some global functions which enabled me to work with different customers from different parts of the world and to see how they dealt with issues in a different way. And that to me is extremely different cultures, different approaches. I often use an example is there's nothing, you can drive on the right or you can drive on the left. These are both acceptable ways of driving, but you can't do both at the same time. and we have the same issues when it comes to dealing with some problems. And that's the type of experience you get when you meet a lot of different people in different areas at different times. And that's helped me in Cigre because Cigre is the same. Cigre is blending together people from 60 different countries, different committees with different experiences at the end to come with common solutions that can help everyone.
Thanks. And what are your most valuable moments as the president of Cigre? If there are many moments or one moment you can tell us?
Well, clearly the meetings we were having, the steering committee meetings, the ADCO meetings were important moments because that's when we get together, that's when we share ideas, that's when we progress the way Cigre is organized and the trends that Cigre is taking. And also what we used to call our creative sessions, that is to say our beer sessions in the evening or late at night, where people would speak openly and freely, and often that's where we got our best ideas for the future.
And as your term is coming to an end, what would you want to say to the new president that will succeed you?
Well, it will be a man or a lady. That's also something very new because as a possibility. Second, I would not make any recommendation. I would just say carry on. We have a strong momentum. Make the best use of the energy that's here in Cigre, and I'd be very happy to help and give some advice if necessary in the future and if required. But frankly, I would say continue with the dynamic, apply our strategic plan, and work toward the future with new ideas, because it's also good to have new people to bring in new ideas and new blood.
Thank you very much for this interview, Michel, and I wish you a good session in this Cigre 2024.
Thank you very much, and everything is set for that, and great for this studio idea. It's really beautiful. Thank you. Dear
Philippe, we are happy to welcome you on the Cigre TV. You are the Secretary General of Cigre for years now, and you have witnessed many changes, and we can say, in Cigre. Could you tell us more about the most important transformation in the Cigre and the functioning of the central office where you are the leader?
Okay, bonjour, Fanny. Well, this question requires a long answer, so sorry for that. So, as some history. As with the rest of the world, the confinement came as a shock for Cigre, you know, and just a few months before the 2020 session. So all the papers, you know, from the authors had been prepared. All the study committees had reviewed them, selected them. So what could we do while we had to cancel this session? So we made a decision. In a few months, we decided to set up a virtual session, which was in line with what was being done by many people in the world through screens, you know, using different platforms for remote participation. So we were able to meet this challenge because we had some experience for webinars. We had started making webinars in Cigre. So thanks to this experience, we managed to organize 83 webinars over a period of 2 weeks instead of 1 week. So thanks to that, we managed to save this session. And in fact, it was like a big poster session where all the authors were able to prepare from home, you know, to present their papers. So that was something unique. And after these bad times, we kept some of these learnings that we had. And for example, now we systematically have some hybridization of physical events like this one. For example, all the events inside these sessions are captured by video and are also broadcast and streamed so that they are available for people attending remotely and also for those who cannot attend all the events. So, and for the central office, it has changed quite a lot of things. We had started teleworking. Now everybody is teleworking, at least a few days per week. And we continue to organize even our statutory meetings through remote participation.
Okay, thank you for all this explanation about the many changes in the organization. Cigre 2024 has set, we can say this year, a record in participants from all over the world. From your perspective, how can we explain this huge success?
Okay, so one explanation is the global concern about the energy transition all over the world. And how to manage that, how to adapt power systems, how to integrate the new entrants of this energy transition, like those in charge of renewable energy, those in charge of storage, those interested in digitalization to integrate more customers in the operation of the power grid. So we need to respond. We need to teach all these new people how power system works, how grids are functioning. So this is a great opportunity that we have offered them. And this year we have 12% of new entrants among our delegates, people who have never seen before. We had never seen them. So that's important to note.
Yeah, okay. And Cigre's technical work, we could say, is a real gold mine. Could you tell us a little bit more about that? And also explain to us the main difference between the Cigre organization and Cigre session held every 2 years here in Paris.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make this clarification. In fact, Cigre is like a medal, or it's like an iceberg. It has two sides, or let's say there is an upper part and a lower part. The upper part, or the brighter side of the medal, is this session. Okay. So it is something very visible. You know, it's bright, but the other side of the medal, or the lower part of the iceberg, which is the biggest, is all the work that is done every day by working group, by study committees to prepare publications and for the central office to facilitate these activities and publish the work finally.
This year we see too many changes in the board members, a new Cigre president and a new TC chair. What can you say about Michel, the Cigre president outgoing, and Marcio, the TC chair outgoing terms? And what can you wish for the new ones?
Well, Michel, both Michel and Marcio, with the support of Mike HEYECK, who is the treasurer, they had to face very difficult time for Cigre. In the history of Cigre, a similar event was the Second World War, where we had to cancel the session. So here we had a very, very difficult decision to make. So this is to put to their credit. And now the association is back on track, and we can continue to support the industry in sharing experience, sharing expertise, sharing projects to face the energy transition everywhere in the world. So for the new team, I wish them to continue this activity, to continue the work, and to develop it, to develop actions that have been decided together with the Administrative Council in the strategic plan. So they have a roadmap. Yeah. So I wish them to follow it and eventually to improve it or accelerate if needed. To be agile.
Yeah, and we will follow that. Thank you, and I wish you a good 2024 session here in Paris. Thank you.
Thank you, Fanny.
Dear Mike, we are happy to welcome you on the Cigre TV set. You have been a VP Finance and Treasurer for quite some time now for the Cigre organization. The number of participants this year has set a new record. How we can explain this huge success?
This is Paris, the City of Lights, and Cigre has been inviting many people across the world to share knowledge in the electricity sector. I'm told that we have over 4,500 delegates and representing 98 countries. So we're very proud of Cigre, and we're very proud of the Paris session.
You have also an interesting experience in marketing. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, about this marketing role in Cigre, and how did the past actions enhance the number of Cigre members?
I was the United States National Committee Chair from 2010 to 2016. And in December 2016, there was a steering committee meeting in Rome. And I was at the meeting for my first time, and we were talking about marketing. And I was listening to the conversation, and I just happened to utter the words, sustainable electricity for all. And I was appointed the marketing chair at that meeting. And it was the beginning of a branding campaign that began in 2017. We hired a marketing consultant, and we changed the logo. We developed marketing resources for national committees so that they could recruit. Actually, member retention and membership growth occurs at the national committee level. We provide the tools for them to do that.
Okay, and I would like now to talk about the strategic plan. What is the strategic plan for the upcoming year in terms of marketing, in terms of membership and resources in general?
It's a great question. The strategic plan goes through 2030, and from a marketing and membership side, it's fortunate we've developed a digital platform to live through the pandemic. That digital platform has served us well. We've been very relevant, the fact that we were all remote. So the promotional campaigns using that digital platform would be very advantageous to the national committees. We're also automating Join Cigre and how to renew Cigre for our members, and we're providing much more member services for our search engine, eCigre. It's very important that we provide services to our members because that's how we retain them and recruit.
Of course. And as we all say, energy transition is still the center of attention now and worldwide. What role Cigre has to play in it?
The strategic plan that goes through 2030 is based on integrating the energy transition into all that we do, the 16 study committees and all the work that we do. It's an exciting time, especially for those young in their career, to be in the electricity sector. This is not a staid sector anymore. This is a very exciting sector, and we're very happy that we could recruit people to that. Yeah. It's very important that we remember that Cigre is knowledge sharing, and it's the technical foundation that's very important. And how better to grow your career than to be a member of Cigre and have at the table the resources from all over the world on the subjects that you deal with in your company.
Thank you very much, Mike, for this interview. I wish you a good session here in Paris this year.
Thank you very much.
Dear Marcio, we are happy to welcome you at Cigre TV. You have been Cigre TC chair for 6 years now, and in a few days, a new TC is going to be elected for a new term. Could you tell us what were the achievements that you are the most proud of after all these years?
Thank you very much. Well, I'm proud of many things. We changed the study committee structures. We changed the paper review process from synopsis to full papers, which means a lot of workload. We tried to capture the relevant energy transition aspects. We incorporated next generation network and women in energy into the study committee structures. So we made a lot of changes with the airplane going without stopping anything.
Okay, thank you. You have put forward important actions regarding the technical content of Cigre. Could you name some of these actions?
Well, I think the main action in my term was the revision of the energy strategic plan of Cigre. So we revised the strategic plan for 2023-2030, and we incorporated the energy transition aspects into the study committee scopes. And also, Fanny, we have thought about, with the digitalization and the energy transition aspects, we have so many overlaps, intersections among study committees that we have to live with that. We have to understand that nobody is alone anymore. So this was, I think, an action within the TC group to understand that we need to interact among each other, because everything is multidisciplinary today.
Okay. And how can Cigre further democratize its expertise and reach other stakeholders beyond its current audience?
Yes, that's a good question, because we are very technical. And let's say we have some kind of limit that we perhaps need to go a little beyond to communicate with policymakers and regulators. But if we do that, perhaps we need to find partners that can do this better. So we are trying to establish some agreement with entities which are less technical, but they know how to communicate. They have their stakeholders are, let's say, more democratic audience. So we are trying to do this through partners.
Thanks for this explanation. And as your term is coming to an end, what would you want to say to the new TC chair who will succeed you?
Well, you know, Cigre is a kind of bottom-up organization. So the creation of new working groups, new activities, and seminars or symposia comes from the bottom to the top. So the top guy, the top person, should really work as a facilitator in guiding and strategically orienting people, but leaving this bottom-up structure really work in a very good way, in a very perfect way.
And thank you very much, Marcio. Hope you will have a good session in 2024 at the Cigre session in Paris.
Thank you very much, Fanny. It's always a pleasure for me to be here. I feel like a home here. here.
You feel like home?
At
That's
home.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, you've been here with us for a few days now. I hope you had good meetings, good sharing, good talking with different kind of people. We have many interviews to do again here on Cigre TV, so stay with us.